Okay, well here is Lana unsexed Grammostola species, or Grammostola rosea. There's no species involved. This is what they consider the RCF, or what we would consider the true rosea, the reddish tinted rosea. So it's not the Porteri. I do have a Porteri. That's more of a brownish grayish kind of a spider. So this one hasn't eaten the last 2 times, which is not unheard of. She went almost a year without eating as a sling. I got her as a 1/4 inch, and she's grown to this size in the last 1.5 years. So we'll see what happens. But I'm going to do a new segment that's going to be the question of the week. I think it's going to be kind of interesting because it's going to try and interact with everybody. Not going to be live, but it'll be more like I'm going to pose a question, tell you what I do, and then see how many people respond with what they do. Kind of to gather information. Other people can read it and see what different people do in different places. And you know, I ask for like where you're located, so that when we get into stuff like humidity and stuff like that, you know, that plays a big difference in where you're located geographically, you know, in the United States or anywhere else in the world, on how you deal with humidity or stuff like that. But the question of the week this week is, how do you keep track of, or do you keep track of your stuff with your tarantulas, such as feedings, molts, cleanings, waterings, rehouses, stuff like that. I'm going to put this cricket in here and tell you what I do. And before I got the Tarantula app is what I use, because I have of course, a Samsung phone, so it's an Android. You can use that app on. Oh, now we got to get that little cricket to go down. That's good. Good, we ate. That's good. We'll kind of like watch her for a few, not a ton of time, but anyway, I use the Tarantula app. If you don't have it and you have an Android, I suggest you get it. It's good because you can keep track of all kinds of different things, from feedings to rehousings to cleanings, when you got them. There's a note section, who you got them from, the size you got them from, the species, the genus, you know, where they're from. Do they have urticating hairs? There's a place for venom potency. There's a place for like their behavior. You know, are they aggressive? Are they defensive? Are they skittish? Are they calm? Are they docile? Stuff like that. There's also a feeding log, so that all you have to do is go and then pick your tarantula and just hold down on that tarantula, and it'll click and it'll add the feeding for that day. I think now you can actually go into the feeding log and actually put in what you fed. I think you can. And again, there's places for, you know, rehousing, substrate changes, molts. When spiders mature, there's you know, thing for sperm webs and thing for mating and egg sacs, and you know, all that stuff. It's very, very helpful. You can back it up to Dropbox if you use Dropbox. So that way, you know, I try to back it up like once every 2 weeks to Dropbox, and then I have Dropbox on my tablet so that I can back it up to my tablet or on my computer if I need to. You can go back and access any of that if you like lost your phone or something happened, you know, or you got a new phone, you forgot to back everything up. Well, if you didn't back everything up, you got a new phone, you wouldn't have it anyway. But anyway, you know, just things of that nature where you can back it up on Dropbox, and you can upload Dropbox on your new phone or your new tablet, and then the Tarantula app and all that information then will get re-put onto your thing. And it has a place for you to name them. It's very useful. I used to just use a notebook, which would be graph paper, and then I drew it out myself with all the different spiders' names. And I'm kind of, there's certain things that I'm anal about, and alphabetical things I'm very anal about. So, you know, if you would get a new spider that was in the middle, I'd have to constantly make a new page, and it just got to be old. I was doing them both, the app and that information-wise. It just got to be too difficult, so I don't really do paper stuff anymore. Everything's done on the app. I don't know what I would do without it, but a lot of people don't even keep track of feedings because they feed based on abdomen size. They kind of do their once-a-week checks or once every other week checks, or however they decide, you know, depending on how many they have. They don't keep track of that. Only molts, mating, you know, temperature, especially specific to mating, what the females kept at. So let me know what you guys use. what works for you. I know some people have made some really good Excel spreadsheets that works for them. Some people just do it on chalkboards, on dry erase boards. Everybody's different, again, depending on how many you have. Really, I think kind of dictates what you use. At least it's going to, you know, for someone that has as many as I do, I really can't put a chalkboard or dry erase board up with 100 little spaces, 132 or 33 spaces. That's just way too stinking much. So, okay, well, that's going to be the question of the week, or this week. That video will be a Sunday uploaded video. I'll try to keep it to, you know, 4 or 5 minutes at a time with different types of questions. And if you have like recommendations for a question that you'd like to pose for that video, you know, or that we can discuss on the video, by all means, in the video that you're watching for the question of the week, you know, go ahead and do that. So if you have a question for next week's question of the week, put it in the comment section here, and that will be definitely a weekly thing until I run out of questions, you know, or fact of the week, or, you know, something of that nature. But I thought it would be kind of cool, something a little different. A lot of people are doing some really good things. Tom Rand's doing some really great videos. Tarantula Dan is doing some super stuff. You know, everybody's doing some great videos and trying to do a twist and a turn here or there to not have a gimmick, but have something, you know, that's your own. Dark Den does some really great things all the time. You know, his niche is doing those do-it-yourself closures. He builds some great stuff, and he's getting stuff in all the time. His channel blew up. I think it's his charismatic personality. He's on camera. He does great editing work. He's filming with, you know, the GoPro with his video camera, sometimes his phone. So you never know. His switch and change of camera angles is really good. And Mark's Tarantulas is another one that does some really good editing work. His channel blew up too. I remember when he started, he was about half the viewers I have. He's up over 1,000 viewers already, and I'm still struggling to get 250. But that's probably because I'm not on camera. People did say you get more viewers if you were on camera, but that's okay. It's just not conducive to, you know, me filming myself here. You know, maybe I can do stuff like KC Tarantulas does, is maybe do an intro to each video. It's pretty cool the way he does it, because he sits there with his headphones and his microphone. He tells you what's coming up, what the video is about, and then leads you into it, and then from there it's a spider. So, okay, we still have quite a few stuff to feed. This little part here went on a lot longer than I wanted it to, so I may actually just break this into its own video. This Grammostola rosea feeding video, which would be the question of the week. So that's probably what I'll do. That'll take 8.5 minutes out of this video, and we can get to feeding the rest of the slings. All right, we'll talk to everybody soon. If I did break this off, this will be the end of this question of the week. We'll see everybody next time, and if I didn't break this off, then we'll move on to the next tarantula.